This beautiful girl is Valeria Márquez, a 23-year-old influencer from Mexico, gunned down mid-live stream in front of thousands. Absolutely mental, right? This case is a proper roller coaster. Was it a scorned ex, a backstabbing mate, or some dark underworld plot? Today, we're ripping this mystery wide open. Smash that like, hit subscribe, and ring the bell to join the ride. Let's dive in. Valeria Márquez was the kind of person you'd DM just to say, "How are you this cool?" At 23, she had 95,000 TikTok followers, 73,000 on Insta, and a knack for making hair tutorials and fashion hauls feel like a chat with your bestie. But Valeria wasn't just a content queen. She was a proper entrepreneur. Hailing from Guadalajara, she built Blossom the Beauty Lounge, a swanky salon in Zapopan, a posh corner of Mexico that's like Chelsea with a side of tequila. Her salon was a vibe. Clients came for a glow-up, stayed for selfies with Valeria. Her mates called her pure sunshine, always lifting spirits even when life threw curveballs. But that light dimmed on the 13th of May, 2025. During a TikTok live stream, Valeria shared a creepy story. A delivery guy swung by her salon with a pricey gift, but wouldn't leave it unless she was there in person. She chuckled nervously, saying, "Mate, are they trying to take me out? Or what?" Gut-wrenching, yeah? Those words hit different now, 'cause they were practically a warning. Right, hold your breath, because this is where it gets properly grim. Valeria's mid-live stream bantering with fans when this bloke strolls in, helmet on, looking like he's about to drop off your Uber Eats order.
Hola. Sí.
He goes, "Are you Valeria?" She nods, probably expecting a fan's gift, but nope, this guy whips out a gun, bang, 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 3 shots straight to her chest and head. Valeria collapses, the live stream's still running, and thousands of viewers are freaking out in the chat like, "Is this real? What the hell?" And here's where it gets weird. Some woman, maybe a friend or staff, casually shuts off the live stream. Mate, who's that unbothered when their pal's been shot? The gunman bolts on a motorbike, leaving Zapopan in a state of shock and one massive question. Who orchestrated this? A bitter ex, a shady bestie, or something straight out of a crime flick? This is drama on steroids. Alright, detectives, grab your magnifying glasses, because we're about to dissect this mystery like it's a true crime podcast on steroids. Who's the villain behind Valeria's murder? We've combed through the live stream, ex-gossip, and every news report out there, and we've got 3 theories that'll make your head spin. But hold up, disclaimer time. These are just theories based on public info as of 19 May 2025. Nothing's been confirmed by the Mexican authorities, so don't go playing Sherlock on X without receipts. Respect Valeria's family. Yeah? Now, let's tear into these suspects like it's a juicy episode of Line of Duty. Let's kick off with the prime suspect who's got everyone's tongues wagging, the ex-boyfriend codenamed LJ. Months before her murder, Valeria dropped a proper bombshell on an Instagram live, staring straight into the camera and saying, "If anything happens to me or my family, he's the one to blame." Goosebumps, anyone? That's not just tea, that's a 5-alarm fire of a warning. Now the plot thickens. Leaked WhatsApp messages, which blew up on X like a viral TikTok, show this LJ character texting Valeria some seriously unhinged stuff. We're talking lines like, "You're not getting away from me, I'll find you, and brace yourselves, you'll regret leaving me. Mate, who hurt you?" These texts paint a picture of a guy obsessed, possessive, and maybe just unhinged enough to cross a deadly line. The gunman checked Valeria's name before shooting, so this feels personal, not random. The authorities are investigating it as a femicide because 60% of murders of women in Mexico are linked to partners or exes, INEGI 2024. Fans on X have pieced together clips where she looked uneasy, like she was glancing over her shoulder. One post from a follower read, "Valeria knew he was trouble. She kept saying she felt watched." Proper haunting, right? But here's where the theory hits a snag, and it's a big one. Nobody knows who LJ actually is. Is he a real bloke, a scorned lover with a grudge, or just a ghost in the group chat? Some ex-users reckon LJ might have hired a hitman to keep his hands clean, pointing to Zapopan's shady underbelly where cash can buy anything. Others say Valeria's rising fame, she was pulling in brand deals and packing her salon, might have bruised his ego, pushing him over the edge. One wild theory even even links LJ to a low-level local gang, claiming he had connections to pull off a pro hit. Still, the holes in this theory are glaring. Without a face, a name, or a single witness tying LJ to the murder, it's all speculation. No one's come forward saying, yeah, I saw Valeria's ex lurking. Her family stayed tight-lipped about her dating history, which could mean they're protecting her privacy, or just don't know who this guy is. Right now, this theory's got all the makings of a blockbuster. Motive, menace, and mystery, but it's missing the smoking gun. Pun absolutely intended, because we're not letting this creep off easy. Could Valeria's so-called bestie, Vivian de la Torre, another Zapopan influencer, have stabbed her in the back? Metaphorically and maybe literally? Picture this: during Valeria's fateful TikTok livestream, Vivian slides into her DMs with a suspiciously timed text, "Babe, don't leave the salon, a proper lush gift's on its way." Literally, minutes later, the gunman rocks up cool as you like and takes Valeria out. Bit too convenient, no? It's like Vivian was the director of this horror show and Valeria didn't even know she was the star. But wait, there's more tea to spill. Erica, a staffer at Valeria's Blossom the Beauty Lounge, had already spooked her earlier that day. She told Valeria about a dodgy delivery bloke who swung by with a fancy package, but refused to leave it unless Valeria was there in person. Valeria's reaction? Pure panic. She said, "I want to leg it right now," and even joked, "What if they're out to get me?" Heartbreaking foreshadowing, right? That unease wasn't just vibes. Valeria was proper rattled, and that text from Vivian urging her to stay put feels like it sealed her fate. X absolutely lost it, with users screaming, "Vivian set her up!" The internet sleuths went full detective mode, digging up old posts and piecing together a story spicier than a Nando's peri-peri sauce. Some reckon Vivian was green with envy over Valeria's glow-up. Let's face it, Valeria was killing it. Her salon was booked solid, her TikToks were racking up millions of views, and she was landing brand deals left, right, and center. Vivian, meanwhile, with a fraction of Valeria's followers. One X thread claimed Vivian once shaded Valeria in a now-deleted story, saying, "Some people get lucky with fame. Others whisper about a cash-related beef, maybe a dodgy business deal gone sour, like a joint event, or a failed collab that left bad blood." There's even a wild rumor that Vivian owed Valeria money for salon bookings and got desperate. But the Mexican authorities, aka Fiscalía del Estado de Jalisco, are like, hold your horses, there's no evidence Vivian's involved. Vivian's been milking the sympathy card on Insta, posting tearful stories with captions like, "Valeria was my sister. My heart's broken." She's even done a live Q&A swearing she'd never hurt Valeria and claiming the gift text was about a legit PR package from a beauty brand. The authorities back her up, saying there's no digital trail, texts, calls, or bank transfers linking her to the gunman. Let's poke more holes. Why would Vivian orchestrate a murder so publicly, knowing Valeria was live streaming to thousands? That's not sneaky. It's begging to get caught. And what's her motive, really? Jealousy's a stretch unless we've got receipts, like a shady DM or a public spat. The money feud rumor, no proof of debts or deals gone wrong. Valeria and Vivian's Insta posts show them partying together as recently as March 2025, all smiles and cocktails. If there was beef, they hid it better than a Love Island bombshell hiding their game plan. Still, the internet's not letting this go, and you can't blame them. Zapopan's influencer scene is a pressure cooker. Egos clash, clout's king, and friendships can turn toxic faster than you can say unfollow. Some ex-users reckon Vivian might have been manipulated, maybe by a third party who used her to lure Valeria. Others say the gift was a decoy, and Vivian was clueless about the gunman. One bonkers theory even claims Vivian's account was hacked to send that text, though that's pure sci-fi. Whatever the truth, this theory's got more twists than a reality TV finale. Right now, it's the hottest gossip in town, but without a smoking gun, like a dodgy Venmo transfer or a witness spilling the beans, it's just that, gossip. Piping hot tea, but where's the biscuit to dunk in it? The authorities are investigating it as a femicide because 60% of murders of women in Mexico are linked to partners or exes. INEGI 2024. Could Valeria Márquez, our TikTok queen, have been tangled up with the Cartel Jalisco New Generation, aka CJNG, one of Mexico's most notorious drug cartels? Zapopan's not just a posh suburb like London's Kensington, it's a proper hotspot for CJNG's money laundering schemes, where cash flows faster than Prosecco at a hen do. Some ex-posts are screaming that Valeria was secretly dating El Doble R, a supposed CJNG bigwig, and her murder was a cartel hit. Sounds like a Hollywood blockbuster, right? Let's unpack this spicy theory and see if it holds water or if it's just pure fanfic nonsense. First, the juicy bits. X went absolutely feral after Valeria's death, with users dropping cryptic screenshots and wild claims. One post, which got thousands of retweets, alleged Valeria was spotted at a fancy Zapopan club with a guy linked to El Doble R, real name Ricardo Ruiz Velasco, a shadowy figure rumored to run CJNG's local operations. Fans dug up old TikToks where Valeria casually mentioned a bad boy in her life, like in one clip where she winked and said, "Some guys are trouble, but I can handle it." Ooh, the plot thickens. Another video showed her flaunting a designer bag, and ex-sleuths were like, "No way she afforded that on salon money, cartel boyfriend vibes." The timing of her murder adds fuel. On the same day, May 13th, 2025, a local politician, Luis Armando Cordova Diaz, was gunned down just 2 kilometers away, making Zapopan feel like a war zone. Could Valeria have been caught in a CJNG power play? It's giving Narcos Season 5 in it. Zapopan's cartel context makes this theory tempting. Jalisco, where Zapopan sits, is CJNG's heartland. They're the big dogs in Mexico's drug trade, moving billions in meth and fentanyl. Zapopan's glitzy bars and mansions are perfect for laundering dirty money, and it's not unheard of for influencers to get cozy with cartel types for clout or cash. A 2023 El País report noted that CJNG loves recruiting young, flashy locals to front their legit businesses, like clubs or salons. Valeria's Blossom, the beauty lounge, was thriving. Some ex-users reckon it could have been a front, or at least a magnet for cartel attention. Her murder's execution screams pro. The gunman was in and out like a ghost, confirming her name before shooting, no hesitation. That's not amateur hour, that's trained killer energy. But huge but, here's the reality check, and it's a cold one. The Mexican authorities, specifically Fiscalía del Estado de Jalisco, are like, "Mate, pump the brakes. There's zero evidence Valeria was linked to any criminals." Her family's been adamant. She was just a girl with a TikTok and a dream. They've painted her as a hard-working entrepreneur, not some cartel moll. The gunman worked solo, which is weird for CJNG. They usually roll deep with a squad of armed goons for high-profile hits, like something out of Sicario. This guy, one man, one bike, no backup, doesn't exactly scream cartel operation. Plus, why target Valeria? She wasn't a rival kingpin or a snitch. She was an influencer posting makeup tutorials. If CJNG wanted her gone, why the public spectacle during a live stream? Cartels love sending messages, but they're usually messier, flashier, not this surgical. Those ex-rumors about El Doble R, they're based on grainy photos and anonymous tips, the kind of stuff that falls apart faster than a cheap festival tent. No one's produced a single text, DM, or witness saying Valeria was involved with CJNG. Her socials show no cartel flex, no dodgy mates, no suspicious business trips. Her salon's finances, from what little's been reported, look clean, with no red flags of money laundering. And that bad boy comment could have been about anyone, a flirty barista, a Tinder date, not necessarily a drug lord. The politician's murder on the same day might just be a grim coincidence. Zapopan's no stranger to violence, with 15,000 missing persons since 2018. So, nearly a week later, the gunman's still out there, probably thinking he's some mastermind. Mate, you're not that clever. The authorities are digging through everything, the live stream, CCTV, Valeria's phone. They've grilled Vivian, Erica, and her family, but no prime suspect yet. Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum's promised, "We won't let this fade away." But let's be real, 90% of murders in Jalisco go unsolved. TT Research 2025, and that's grim. This case is still a mystery. Up to now, the perpetrator has not been identified and has raised many doubts in the community. Valeria Márquez wasn't just a social media star. She was a daughter, a friend, a dreamer, a young woman who turned her passion into a business, who lifted others up, who brought light to everyone around her. She didn't deserve to have her story cut short, live on camera, in her own salon, by a coward with a gun. Her life was stolen, but her spirit lives on in every person she inspired. She wasn't just a victim, she's now a symbol of something much bigger. Every day in Mexico, 10 women are murdered, most by someone they once trusted. These aren't just numbers, they're lives, futures, voices silenced too soon. Valeria's death is heartbreaking, but sadly, it's not unique. Gender-based violence doesn't just end a life, it shatters families, communities, and generations. And it's not just Mexico. From big cities to small towns, women around the world are still living in fear. That has to change. No influencer, no sister, no daughter should ever feel unsafe just for being visible, successful, or simply for existing.